Good evening, everybody. It is day 4 of the Attraction and Vibration Masterclass with your host, Declan Donahue. How's it going? I hope you're all well. I've had the best day reading up all these comments and looking at all these homework, selfies, and you guys are off the flipping charts. Every single night it's been consistently over 100 people, 200 people, 170 people, and that's the best and busiest masterclass we've ever had. So thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful energy you brought to this. We're feeling your gratitude back, and we're just sending it right back to you guys. It's been a wonderful time. I enjoyed reading posts about wives grabbing their husbands and say, come on, do this with me, and the other way around. And that's really, really cool. I love that. So well done, and congratulations to everybody. And to those who were dragged along, fair play to you for sticking with us and keep going. We're going to start off tonight. We're going to raise the energy, and we're going to have a very, very something I want to show you right now, because our wonderful Ernestine has put something pretty special together. So give me a sec to get that ready. And you're going to love it. Hang on. Right, here we go. So we got to announce some prize winners, because as you know, like every other masterclass before, the prize was a copy of Think and Grow Rich. That was it. That was pretty much it every night. This time around, we have quantum leaped. We have really gone all out. The first night, when you submitted your homework and shared the link and you were good followers, all successful people are good followers of the right information, the right mentors, and you followed to the T. So one person, and it is chosen randomly because we collect all of the names of everybody who's followed exactly what the rules of the competition were each night, and they've been randomly selected. I can't remember who picked Monday's winner. I know that yesterday, I think it was Megan, I think, picked yesterday's winner, and Laura picked today's winner. The person who's going up in the helicopter with me was picked by Laura. And on Monday, you're going to see, you know what, Ernestine's put this together. Let her amazing graphic show you exactly who won. So let's sit back and relax and enjoy this ourselves. Let's see, does this work? I think that's it. Let me just make sure. I want to see on my screen that it's after coming up perfectly. Oh, well, the first one's already given away. Hang on. Yes, sorry. Okay, come on now. Let's see if it's going ahead. Facebook's a little bit delayed. There we are. Okay, so it's up, and let's press play. The winner of the first prize was outfits styled by our wonderful friend Shauna over at Style Search. 9 to 5 Style is the company. Style Search is the amazing invention she's brought to the world. It's like the sky scanner of fashion, showing you how to totally overhaul your wardrobe and get the style that's suited for you, for you, and the way you're shaped and all of that stuff, your tastes. It's actually an incredible idea that she has brought to life. She turned a thought into a thing, and we're very proud of her for doing that. So let's look and see who won the prize to be styled by stylesearch.ie. Avril Smith. Congratulations, Avril Smith, an amazingly popular lady with our academy. Avril has been on every single masterclass for over a year, and I'm delighted that she won this. Now, next up is the prize for a family pass of 5 people to Tato Park, and I know who the winner is. Let's watch. So the winner is Roisin Lee. Roisin, I've loved chatting with you. You're a very popular winner, and congratulations. And I look forward to seeing some selfies of you right up the front of the Cuchulainn roller coaster, screaming your head off. You better do it, or else. Let's put it that way. And last but by no means least, I'm going to try and see if this next person is going to actually, if she's brave enough to go up in a helicopter with me, then I need to know who I'm actually, putting myself into this round glass bubble with and going up in the sky with. So I might actually get this lady to go through a terror barrier and come on with me for a little quick chat to tell us how she's feeling. So all of you, start getting your hair done quickly, because it might be you that's coming on with me. But anyway, I think you'll all find this is a very popular manifestation. This lady posted a picture of herself today looking like she was ready to go. So without further ado, here you go. And the winner is Claudia. So Claudia Keegan, I think when I heard that you had won it, I said, is that the lady that dressed up in the jumpsuit for the parachute jump or whatever? And I think that's you. So if that is you, if I'm right, Ernestine says, yes, that's her. first of all, you got to say a big thank you to Laura. Laura picked your name out. Well done, Claudia. So Claudia, look, I'm going to pop a little post in there, and if you're feeling brave now, there you go. There's a little link I'd like you to click on, and I want to bring you on and say hello, and get to know this person who's actually going to be in my first ever helicopter ride with me. So maybe you'll be minding me on that. I don't know how I'm going to react. The first time I went on a plane, I didn't realize I was afraid of flying, and I have overcome it now. I've overcome the fear of dentists and the fear of flying with this amazing program, Thinking into Results. So let's see if Claudia is knocking about, if she's feeling brave, and she's going to come on with me. All right, so look, that's all done now. Today, hey Kim, welcome along. I see Kim Cullinan here telling everybody, welcome to Absolute Freedom. That's the name of day 4, and it's day 4 for a reason. Absolute freedom for a reason. Every single person that you maybe look up to in a certain way, you've got to know. Everybody that all my guest speakers, any of my success advisors that you've spoken to. This weekend, Yelena Dusan and Megan are going to be sharing some videos we've recorded in the past, previous interviews of some of our clients in the academy. And everybody, you think there's something special or something different. One thing they have in common is that they have learned how to create absolute freedom for themselves by taking care of one very powerful word, and that word is decision. So how to get absolute freedom is you look at your self-image, you say, okay, part of my self-image is something that I need to develop. We heard about this from Arash Vasagi, from Dave Conway, and from Frida last night. All these life changes, and they're always saying, yes, look, you do need to work on your self-image. This is a huge part of the Thinking into Results program. Now, another massive part of it is working on your paradigm. We talked about that a little bit briefly yesterday. We're going to get into it a little bit more deeply today. And last but by no means, we talked yesterday then about getting off, not getting off the roller coaster. Yesterday, I started talking about the secret genie. So we use the secret genie. We use the lamp, the genie in the lamp, which is our subconscious mind, not the top half, the conscious mind, the lower half of that diagram that I drew yesterday, that all of you drew last night, the subconscious mind. Joseph Murphy is a great author and had an amazing book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind, but nobody had seen the mind, but they all had like miracle results from his workings and his teachings. But human beings, we think in pictures. So this picture of the stick figure that we brought to your attention yesterday, this is what we use time and time again in the academy. When we're faced with a difficult situation, we just think exactly what we're going to put into the subconscious. How do you want it to be is a huge catchphrase of ours. We've got this amazing person we get to spend time with. Her name is Patricia, and she's got a clothing company. And today I said to her, hey, I want a hoodie with my logo on it, and I want you to put the brand on it, and I want you to put a slogan. How do you want it to be? Because when you ask that question, you come up and you pull an idea out of the ether, but you're asking yourself what you want. A lot of us are spending our time thinking about what we don't like. And what do we get? More of the same. So in order to really learn how to live this way, I think, is Claudia hiding? I haven't seen her say thank you. Maybe she's busy now. It could be around dinner time. But if Claudia shows up, guys, let me know, because I want her to pop in here and have a little chat with me. Maybe she will. We'll see how we get on. But what I want to do, guys, is I really want us to understand that for 18 months, hang on, she's here. All right, Claudia, click on the link, scroll up. Actually, I'll put it here. Click on that link and come on and say a quick hello before I roll up the sleeves and I get into absolute freedom. Everybody wants absolute freedom, time freedom, money freedom, freedom from fear. And I want to talk about how they can get that tonight. So let's see where you are. So you click on the link, StreamYard link, and I'll see you pop up, and then I'll bring you on the screen and see your reaction. But so anyway, absolute freedom. Now, I was interviewed when I did Thinking into Results as a client because I took off like a rocket. I always say that I was a really good acupuncturist because I went through pain from when I was 13 till I was 20. I know I'm very good at this because I went through this as a client and it changed my life. And I really didn't think up until the 11th hour at my time of studying this program as a client, I didn't really think I'd end up talking to Bob and asking to go work with him and investing a hell of a lot of money to do that. But still in all, I just wanted to do it. But so I didn't start out that way. I started out saying, the way we've got Smiles dental clinics around the country, or there's like New Haven or Haven pharmacies, the way things are kind of franchised a bit. I thought I would be the guy that would do this with acupuncture because I know a lot of people enroll, a lot of people do the training, and not a lot of people make a business out of it. But I was doing really well. I had a 6-figure business in a market town in Southwest Kerry, So it was really, really, I knew I could make it work, and I knew I had proof. I had financial records that I could show students. I could say, listen, I'm going to train you to be a top acupuncturist and have a proper business. So it's not like putting a room onto mom and dad's house and just running your business out of there, like really a proper prominent business. And the reason I wanted to do that was when you're self-employed and you're the service provider, you come to a point in your expansion called saturation. You're trading your time for money and you can't really do much more of that. So people who kind of go to the next level, they might take on an apprentice or a couple of them, or they might open 2 shops. You'd see that with vets maybe, or with pharmacies, they'll take on an extra one to try and increase their income. Yes, they got to hire staff and whatever, but still in all, if it's just you yourself, you really cap out eventually, unless you charge crazy prices, but still you'll cap out eventually. So I really thought that's where I was headed, and I'll tell you the truth. And I actually put on a seminar in Killarney because I really wanted this county. We were coming out of recession. We're right on the edge, and like Donegal and places, we kind of feel we're a little bit forgotten about when it comes to investment and roads and things like that. So I really wanted to stimulate a movement here with this mindset. So I've actually brought my coach to Kerry. The last seminar they had up in Dublin was about 63 people. I got 75 people in the room. I was like, come on, Kerry, we're always beating Dublin. Isn't that right? I can even hear my lovely rebel friends across the border saying, you got it, Declan. Or else they're throwing popcorn at the laptop, one of the two. But yeah, I was really proud of that. You know, I went door to door, handing out flyers, and people got into that room. And at the end of the night, they were all shaking my hand going, this is amazing. Like, thanks so much. And honestly, it was like a voice spoke to me, and it was like, you know, you should do this. And I was like, what? You know, really? I'm hearing, it's like that moment when you kind of see someone you fancy for the first time. It's like, oh, I'm getting a funny feeling here. It was like that. I got a feeling. It's like, I think I want to do this, you know? So that's where I went, and nothing would have changed if I didn't make a decision. So the reason I said about acupuncture, I was really good at it because I had 7 years of back pain. I'm really good at this because I know what one goes through. I'm going to tell you a few more little stories and a few little anecdotes as the day goes on. While Claudia is trying to get in, Megan, of course, is sorting her out. Megan is incredible. I don't know. Megan must have like 5 body doubles or something, or 5 clones, because every time I pick up the phone, there's some client or there's someone on the team or somebody's talking about Megan. I mean, I don't know how you get around to helping everybody, Megan, but that you do. Declan, will you post the link here or click or email it once he sends it? I can't wait. Declan will post it in here. Yeah, I did post it. Let's do it again. Alrighty. So I want to tell you about why I help people through law of attraction. Megan, again, will tell you when she started working with me, she was quite surprised how much I bring it back to the material, how much with a team, you probably felt that from people. Maybe some of my team are like, hey, how can I help you? It doesn't feel salesy or pressury. Like, we really work with the laws, and the more you help people, the more you get results. So tonight, my family are away. There's a football match on. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be disturbed. So I was going around locking all the doors, and I was putting the dogs outside and so on and so forth. And then I just kind of looked over to the side of the room where there's a painting, a very painting that's near and dear to me. And my auntie, who's from Walkinstown, is visiting at the moment. And the minute I saw the painting, I thought of Auntie Una, and I got an idea. And my idea was to show you, you've seen a law of attraction moment in my life this morning when I posted the pictures about the house. And when I posted the picture saying how important it is that a winner never quits and a quitter never, ever wins. If you quit, you can't win. You can't put yourself in the opportunities. Absolute freedom relies on you not quitting. Absolute freedom relies on people making committed decisions and sticking to them. So I made a committed decision that I was not going to be sitting in the main auditorium with all the other consultants, that I was going to be right up the front and sitting with Bob and getting to know him on a personal level. I made that decision, but it was a committed, it's irrevocable, non-negotiable. I'm making that decision. I made that decision about my clinic. I made that decision about building my house. And I made that decision about working with Bob and being in the smallest little group, which is the inner circle, the top group of consultants. Now, to get that, you got to be successful, and that's it. But I didn't think about how am I going to be successful. I thought about, this is what I want and why. I wanted to get really good at the information. I knew working with him, he was 84 then, he's 87 now. I was like, or he's 83 then, he's 87 now. I'm like, I need to get, he doesn't like people saying this, but I was like, I need to get as close to him. I was like, because I don't know how much time I have. And he's like, people are always saying I'm half dead. I've been listening to that for a long time. He goes, all my friends are gone 20, 30 years. And he goes, all the people my age are sitting in rooms with blankets. He's like, I don't hang around with old sick people. So I'm probably going to outlive all of you guys. That's his attitude. So, but I made a decision. I wanted to work as closely with Bob as I could have. Now, I didn't think or didn't even question, how am I going to do it? And that's why I'm very good with the clients or with anyone who's in our company, because I don't care about the how. It's about your wants, your goals, your dreams. It's about your vibration. We had a gentleman join us recently, and he mentioned that he wanted a Rolex. And I challenged him on that because I thought it was just something he put down thinking I'd be impressed or something like, and he won't mind me saying that. His answer made me know he is in harmony with that goal. He loves the watch. I mean, he wants it. It's not just a status symbol of wealth. It's like a coming of age thing. That man sold me on that idea. I know he's vibrating on that idea, and I know someday I'll see the Rolex on his hand, on his wrist. When a person knows it, like Bob asked me one time, Declan, can you help the other guys and see how they're doing and how can you get to that level? I said, Bob, I said it to Bob and the gentleman joining us tonight, Doug, and Bob's daughter-in-law, Corey, who runs our division. I was like, there's a bottle here, it's a little bottle of Ballygown. I said, if you can bottle knowingness, like just knowing it, like I just know I'm going to do it. We got a girl, we got a girl joined us recently. She's a singer and a musician, and I just know she's going to achieve her goal. I just know it. We have a woman with us called Yvonne. She's in a company that makes amazing water systems. I bought one recently. It's like an Edgic. It's like water would taste before they started putting fluoride and all these things into it. It's gorgeous, and I love health, so I bought one of these machines. That woman is going to be one of the top people in the world. I just know it because all she talks about is helping people through the products. And you hear that a lot and it's a saying, but with her, she means it. We got a lady here, Breda. When I heard about Breda's goal to be a top stylist in this country, is just jumping off the page, and she's doing it now. She's created her whole business. We're all cheering her on, especially Megan. I know it. You just know it. You just know it. So that type of an attitude, when that happens, there's nothing that can stand in your way. When the desire inside of you fuses with the ideas and the universe outside of you, there's nothing that can stop it. It just happens. It just happens. Do you ever hear the Jim Carrey comment about the check he wrote for $10 million? Like, he was a struggling actor. He was on a really crappy movie called Earth Girls Are Easy. That was the high point of his career up until Dumb and Dumber. A bit of stand-up comedy here and there, but he was not a $10 million earner. It's an incredible story, and there's lots of them. And you're finally after finding a group of people who are not ashamed to say it works. I love it works, and I don't care about the haters. I do not want their doubt and fear and misery and bitchiness. They can have it. Off you go. Not a bother. We don't have to agree on everything, but you will not talk me out of this because it works. So listen up to an amazing story that just came to me, 5 minutes before I turned on the music, put the dogs outside. I thought of Auntie Una, I thought of her visiting, and I thought of this photograph that she took a long, long time ago. So here I am in this Colour D outfit, and that's the last time I was taller than these two little fellas. That's Kieran and Dermot. They're my first cousins, and they are like 6'3" and 6'4". Insane. But the gentleman the young boy, the oldest of them all that I've got my arm around, that's my brother James. So James had an intellectual disability. He's passed on now, God bless him, since 2009. But I kind of call on him a little bit for a bit of help from time to time. I used to always kind of ask for guidance, ask for help. But now it's like, hey, James, I kind of go, hey, give me a bit of hand there. I don't do it all the time, but I did it a lot a few years ago. And I started realizing that it was coming into a week to go to a seminar in the Rose Hotel in Tralee. And I had downsized from a big room to a small room because I was embarrassed. The ticket sales on Eventbrite were very small. Now, I was hoping to make a few sales, welcome a few clients into my course and into my group of clients on that night, and that would have given me a kind of a certain status and a certain kind of okay, Declan's a real player, he's going to be in this big group. Now I don't do that anymore. My intentions are not for me and my advancement. We have advanced further. I have advanced further when I stopped that, but I was very early on in my time, and I definitely sat with people and saying, look, I can really help you, but inside I was saying, I'd like to earn money. I'd like to make a sale here. It does work, but there was a 50-50. Now it's 100%. I want to help you. And look, I don't care if you don't believe me or not, but that's the truth. And that's why our business has exploded, because I'm working with the law. And the law is cause and effect. There's a law of gender. When you plant certain seeds grow. You can't play around with the law of gravity. You are going to get hurt. You can't play around with the law of cause and effect. So if you see a really good company and you're seeing a really good masterclass, that's not by luck or by chance, that's just by law. So anyway, I decided that I was not going to give up. Let's say I was halfway there, like Bon Jovi, living on a prayer. I was halfway there. And I said to June, I really need a lot of focus this weekend. I'm running out of time, and I there's no way I'm going to Canada and I'm going to be sitting down the back. I'm going to be there at the front. I have to, honey. I cannot. And she was like, okay. And she took her kids. She took our kids in her car off to Newcastle West to her mom's place. And they were up there. And I was like, right. So I was pacing up and down and I was going around. And I saw these rainbows, these, the spectrum, so we put like crystals on the window or something like that, you're fierce hippies all together. And the sun came through, shone on the floor of Layla's bedroom, my eldest girl, and there was all these rainbows. And I was like, maybe I'll do some of this thinking stuff, because I was working into results, not thinking into it. I was busting my ass to try and get the results I needed. And I sat on the ground and I did a bit of meditation and I closed my eyes and I connected. I got into the vibration. I started visualizing me having dinner with Bob, visualizing me doing this, visualizing me doing that. And I got the strongest, powerful intuition. You're an idiot for downsizing that. You're an idiot for downsizing that room in the Rose Hotel. How do you think it can be filled if you're downsizing? And I was really considering absolutely canceling it altogether. And I just was sitting there and I was getting this like imagination and intuition. So my eyes were closed. I was like, if anyone could see me now, if any of the lads could see me now down the pub with rainbows on my face, because I was probably a little bit of a pub goer back then. But I was thinking and I was thinking and I was thinking and I was thinking and I was thinking. And then I honestly thought I could feel my brother and I could feel an answer. And it was go the opposite way. Email everybody there was 7 tickets booked or something. Email everyone and offer them a free ticket and offer them 2 free tickets or whatever. And, just go for it. So I emailed everyone. I says, I want to offer you 2 free tickets. So it ended up there was 13 people in the seminar room and 2 of them were my mom and dad. I brought them along. Please make it look good for me. And I said, you know what? That night I went down the back of the room. Everyone was getting settled in. And I kind of said, you know what? All right. I think I've played this wrong. I think you're kind of standing in my way a little bit because I was making it about me. And that's not what I got into this business for. So I'm sorry. And I said, look, let me serve these people to the best of my ability. I did a great job. I opened up my heart. I really got going. And at the end of the night, I couldn't believe what happened. There was 13 people there. My mom and dad were 2. One of my dear friends from Carsavine was a 3rd one. And I think 7 of the remaining 9 people came up and says, okay, how can we enroll? And I nearly fainted or whatever. Anyway, there's more. My birthday's on the 26th of September. Not dropping any hints here now. Postal address is Coromar. Anyway, my birthday's coming up. And so it was, there was all these things happening. But for some reason, my new Facebook address is Declan J. O'Donoghue. I used to have a different one. And when I uploaded this one, I made a mistake and I put the 12th of September instead of a different date. And all these people started saying, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And I was like, what's the happy birthday about? And then there was like a knock on the office door and June's like, can I come in? And I was like, what? And she goes, you're not going to be here, but I got you a present. And I was like, well, what is it? And she goes, like, I was not going to be there for my birthday. I was going to Toronto. And she goes, I got you this. And I always wanted a painting done of my brother. And there you go. There you have it. So she gave me this, like the day that the result happened, like all of this stuff. And I said it to Bob, I feel guilty that I asked James for help because I can't give it back to him. And I was all crying when I was saying it to him. And he goes, you don't give back, you pay it forward. And he's like, do you not help the people that he sends you? And I'm like, oh, Jesus, yeah, of course I do. And he's like, well, there you go. You can't give back. So I was guilty. I was really guilty. But look, I don't know if this story, it probably had a lot of meaning. It probably, touched you in a little way, but I don't know why I told it. But tonight when I was putting the dogs out, I saw the painting and the lady who took the picture long ago is here, Auntie Una, and something just said to me, do you know what? Just tell that story tonight, because it is not all about houses and manifestations and where am I going to get the money. This works for everything all the time. I was on a call. I'll give you an example of this in a while. I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can enroll in the academy, the offers and the special offers and things that we have in place. But there's one part where I'm going to be talking about, like, there's one-to-one coaching involved. The benefits of that are incredible because moments like that, a lot of people are not tuned into that type of an intuition. When I see something like that, I can take action and it opens like massive opportunities and massive doors. And a lot of people are really, they turn that down. They don't see that as a sign, Like I kind of knew that girl with the jumpsuit was going to win the Claudia. I just kind of knew it. And when, I actually asked Ernestine just a minute ago, like, is this really randomly picked? Because when I saw that girl win, last masterclass, somebody said, I'm winning that book tonight. And then I said, okay, can someone pick a number from 1 to 40 something? Somebody picked a number and the woman won it. You know, when you decide, when you name it and claim it, you see, I decided to say to June, go to Limerick, I need the place. I decided to sit down on that floor that time, even though it felt like a waste of time, you know, sit down and meditate. When I did that, I got an intuition, double the flipping bookings, give them all a free ticket, don't downsize the room. And it was a real, like, it sounded like a bit of an ass kicking. So maybe it was my big bro, I don't know, but it was like, just what are you doing? Like, I never heard his articulated voice because, you know, he had a disability, he spoke differently than that, but it was just really loud, really kicked my ass, like, cop onto yourself, stop doing this for the wrong reasons, you know. And the minute I started doing it for the right reasons, it all happened. And you know, there is time and time again that I spoke to a guy the last day, 2 days ago, and tomorrow at 3 o'clock, me and his wife are going to kick his butt if he doesn't put away his phone, put away his laptop, put away his thinking into results, put away his academy until Monday morning. This guy is 5 weeks in and he is flying it, but he's doing an old Declan O'Donoghue on it. He's working into results. He's not thinking into results. This is where the magic happens, and we are all trained. Follow that conscious mind. You're so busy doing other things. You got to get busy doing other things, and you've got to get out of your head. You got to get into your heart, because when you slow down, your results speed up. And I'm speaking from experience here all of the time. I'm always sharing stories. Look at Arash here, like Bob cancelled on us. Our wonderful Shauna was like, I'm going back up for Bob. I was like, no. I said, Bob couldn't cope at all. He had to move aside and let you in. But, like, you know, she couldn't join us for very good reasons. She couldn't join us. And Arash, like, never, a man hasn't rang me in ages. And he rings me. This happens all the time. This happens all the time. A winner never quits and a quitter never wins. And I just started listening to an affirmation, started vacuuming June's car. I did such a good job that she got a full blooming valet yesterday. But anyway, while I was hoovering the car, vacuuming the car, Arash called me. It happens all the time, for everything, all the time. And we've got to help it happen by getting the bleep out of our own way and by understanding tomorrow a new you is somebody who's leaving fear in the past. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. That's what a new you means. Today, absolute freedom only happens when you yourself, remember what I said, a poem a few days ago, to every blade of grass and every flake of snow, there's only one of you, you know, and you've got to be the one that makes the decision that it stops now. All of the silliness and the future that you deserve always starts now. And it's not about how, it's about why and all that stuff. So we're going to get into it. So let's recap what we've done so far. We've talked about the two things that you cannot outperform, so you need to learn how to change them: your self-image and your paradigm. And the self-image is part of the overall paradigm, but it's really, really powerful, because you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So you really need to find out who you actually are. You're a non-physical being living in a physical body. You're not your name. You're not your background. You're not what other people told you. You're an incredible person that can make absolutely anything happen. And for the woman who posted today about her husband and herself doing it from doing the work from 9:15 till 11, Laura's going to laugh at that one, because sometimes I make little faux pas like that. Working together, studying together now, easy up crowd, studying together from 9 till 11 every night. And buzzing. She goes, we're buzzing. We're getting up early in the morning. We're getting our work done. Like, that's awesome. That's not by accident. You're studying yourself. You're saying I am affirmations, and that's who you really are. You're not your past. You're not all the silly, you know, that couple may have had arguments. I don't know many couples that haven't. You're not any of the past. You are what you decide to design for your future together. There's two people that I absolutely, I just love them to pieces. You know them as Dusan and Yelena. Like, if that lady she went home one evening, and she's very like me, very intuitive, and kind of sees the signs and the numbers on the numbers on the registration plates and all that. So she saw a sign anyway for my face showed up on her phone, like, do you want to go to a seminar? And it was right next door in the Rose Hotel. So she went along, and he wasn't too impressed. He's like, spending money on a bloody seminar. But now, you know, they're working with us. They're helping an awful lot of members of the academy. You saw them helping you this week on the 6 a.m. club, and some of you are actually working directly with them. These people didn't know Bob Proctor from Bob Dole or whoever, I don't know, Johnny Appleseed. You know, maybe they did a little bit from the movie The Secret, but now they can think, act, and feel like him. They can create like him. And these guys are going to build a stunning home right home next to Dusan's family. It's just an incredibly powerful story. But if she didn't decide to go to the seminar, and then when she went home, she didn't decide to have a conversation with him about, look, let's do this. And if they didn't decide to do it, and then I asked them, would they join my team? And they were like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we can do it. If they didn't keep following their heart and following their decisions, where would they be now? And we've got so many other examples of that. So let's get into that. The self-image and the paradigm. You see, when you change your self-image, you'll allow yourself to make a much, much better set of decisions than you've made up to this point. So you've got to let go of the past. You've got to forget and not let your future decisions be based on your experiences in life up to this point, because it all starts from now. It all starts from now. Dusan was mad that Yelena paid 15 euros for that seminar. 1625. Can we remember the figures, guys? We always go through this. And I always say that Yelena sat up the front because she was late and she didn't like that for a while, but then she didn't tell me it was because she didn't have her glasses in. So she sat up the front. I still think it's because she was late. Anyway, we'll move on. All right, that was a different Dusan. He puts zeros on the end of that now when he tips people, don't you, my friend? All right, everybody, let's move on. So look, I want to talk to you about our academy. I want to talk to you about the value of it, the investment involved, all that good stuff. All you got to do after that is talk to your success advisor, text them, say, I want to do this, help me out, let's talk, let's do it, whatever. Tomorrow evening, I'm going to do my presentation about how you let fear go. I'm going to talk to you about figures and sums, and some of you want to do this, and some of you will be afraid to invest in yourselves. Some of you will be, what about if I am not good as them and I can't do it? Fear is going to show up. So tomorrow we're going to talk about today's absolute freedom, which is a decision. Tomorrow's just destroying fear, because it's a bunch of crap. You know, fear and faith are the same energy, just getting you to look at two different things. That's all it is. Energy flows through your body, and a kind of an untrained us turns it into fear, and a trained us turns it into absolute faith. So today we're going to talk about how you can make a decision to change it permanently for health, wealth, fitness, finance, the whole kit and caboodle. I wonder where you could buy a kit or a caboodle. But anyway, it's all these sayings out there in your paradigm. But yes, it can change everything. It does change everything. You've seen it, not just in my life. You've seen it in all these other testimonials. And you're going to hear from an incredible guy tonight, Doug Dane, about the power of decision making. Okay. Anyway, let's move on from that. So tomorrow night, when we're finished tomorrow night, then one of the VPs are going to be going on the screen with me, and they're going to answer some of the questions you have from tonight and some of the questions that you've been asking during the week. We've got questions asked in, and I said, look, let's put all these together in a list, and I'll answer them tomorrow evening. So tomorrow evening session is all about destroying fear and growing your life through knowledge and study, and how fear becomes a no thing. There's a woman today going in to get her mortgage because she broke over her fears of talking to her landlady about becoming the full owner of that house. Everyone in the academy knows the story. It's a beautiful story. And today she was feeling a bit fearful about the next step. I was like, I'm hanging up now, and you're ringing me back in 10 minutes after you've booked your appointment at the bank. You know, it's like, put the phone down. So fear can raise its ugly little head sometimes and play tricks on us. And I'll tell you a lot about that tomorrow, because some of you think it's you and there's something wrong with you. It's not. It's an age-old foe of ours called fear. And it's the paradigm's biggest tool that it uses against us. And we got to go, paradigm, the new me is in charge. All right, so let's go on and talk a little bit about how you can get absolute freedom, how you can have me as your mentor, your success advisor working with you, our VPs in our company, Elena, Megan, and Dusan, guiding you through the 6 a.m. club every single day. So tonight, for the first time, I get to announce our 12-month plan. We've never done it before. So the most popular plan is a 6-month plan. That's the one we've done for years and years and years. But I'm adding 2 programs together and turning it into a 12-month plan. So the first thing that we do, and the first thing I want to announce tonight, is that if you enroll with us in the academy for 6 months, we're adding on an extra 3 months. Okay, so you're getting a whole extra 50% free added on. And that mentorship involves the following. So what you get is my own guidance and mentorship. So this weekend, the gentleman, he booked a call, and he's doing great. He's doing so good. I want him to take every weekend off. There's other people, I would say, I want you studying every day. Now, what does studying mean? Well, you've been on the masterclass for an hour and a half every day. I expect you to do a video lesson by Bob and Sandy in that program, Thinking into Results. You watch a video, 20 minutes maybe, and then you do your worksheet in this. There's a worksheet here, and this is what Frida has in Spain. Frida's from Sweden, but in Spain she still has the 12 lessons, that she's been doing for the last 18 months. I've been doing it for 5 years. I still go back to this one program. The questions never change, but your answers always change because you change beyond measure. This is so tiny in the world. Like, there is so much noise out there in personal development. This is perfect. And I've invested 20 grand in another program and I've come back to this. I've invested 10 grand in another program and I've come back to this. Thinking into results is all you'll ever need, and you'll own it forever for the rest of your life. It's Bob's best program, Bob and Sandy, and they're teaching you every day. And we actually facilitate that in an app. So you get an app for free when you sign up, Kajabi app, and all of the stuff is in there. So we'll be showing you more about that over the coming days. So Bob is essentially teaching you through his videos and the lessons, and then I'm consulting with you on that. So that's the Thinking into Results program. That's how you get absolute freedom. You're not just trying to coach yourself. We're your coaches, we're your guides, and you're the hero of your own story. So there's 12 digital lessons that you study for a week, and then you move on to the next one. So you study one, you get really good at it. I might tell you to progress, or I might tell you to stay back. If you're feeling a little bit stuck in any way, which you can from time to time when you're growing, you've got the 6 a.m. club there every morning where you can be in silence or turn on your mic and go, hey guys, I need a little bit of help. If you don't feel like getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to. We do way more than is necessary. I had the 12 lessons on paper format and 12 videos, and that's what I used to really make my first transformation. But because I was very good at acupuncture, because I had pain and I know what it's like, I'm very good at facilitating this program because I went through it, and I was watching the people around me, and I was watching people, not saying they weren't getting support, because there was systems and practices in place, but I know what it's like as a client. And I decided that we would give more and more value. So there's myself and Laura and Ernestine, Yelena, Dusan, and Megan constantly brainstorming, how can we do it better? I'm sure some of our clients who are with us right now will testify to that. Some of them even joined in the last masterclass. We do our best to over-deliver on the promise that we give. So you can ask questions from your fellow clients. Tuesday evening, we all get together for a big video chat together, and we can ask questions there. But every single day of the week except Friday, I'm live just like this, just like you've been experiencing. I'm teaching something. I'm taking questions and answers. So you've got the 12 lessons. You've got my 4 calls a week. You've got a digital version of the course. You've got a hardback version of the course. And then there's the monthly one-to-one coaching with myself. And then you're also going to be doing some work with your success advisor in a kind of a little smaller group format. So the main thing a person needs, I believe, the 3 main things a person needs when they're trying to change their life is they need to be really clear on their goal. So you don't progress in this program until you have a goal that you absolutely love. And then I help you to move on to the next level. We work on it. You email it to me. I send it back. I have a little look at it and read of it. And the goal has to be written well. It's got to have meaning. It's got to have love. It's got to have things that you didn't even think about in there. And then you're off to the races after that. The next 11 lessons are about your transformation. The goal stays the same, the plan stays the same, but you are going to change your self-image. You're going to close a gap between what you know you can do and what you're actually doing. The knowing and doing gap, we're going to close that gap. We're going to get you to have a whole new self-image. We're going to help you to have a 10 out of 10 attitude every single time. On top of all that, the bonus extras are quarterly webinars with Bob. So Bob's going to come on and do a Q&A. A bit of a wrap there, a Q&A. Bob comes on, and you have to email in your questions, and they're read out by one of his team, and he answers it. But there's great energy in those, and we record those and we pop them back into our group as well if you miss out live. And there's always bonus content and there's bonus resources. Last week, I was really happy to welcome the people down here. They didn't get to come to my home because my in-laws were here and COVID and all that stuff. But they came to the island and we jumped off the pier together. We had a beautiful sunset together that one of our resident magical people called Sheila Kelly manifested. It looked cloudy, and Sheila said, by the time we get there, it'll be a beautiful sunset. And it was, as the young people would say, epic. So you're going to be part of an exclusive community. I mean, we have 150 clients in the academy at the moment that we probably 80 of those are live, 70 of those are more doing it on a quiet basis, not really showing up to every call, and that's okay. My wife would have been that way, studying by herself, whereas I'm like, show me the people, let me have hugs, and let me get to know my fellow students. So whatever suits your fancy, you can do. You're going to be introduced and taught a new way of thinking that you're going to use for everything. Members of the academy, if you're here, talk about like your kids and how it affects your kids, how it affects your husbands and wives who are not studying. Like, how that you see the change throughout your home. You're going to receive advice and learning from other business people. You know, you're going to get advice, but from a law of attraction point of view. You're going to extend your network. You're going to find other ways of cross promotion and utilizing ideas that you hear other people talking about. You're going to think better, and you're going to stretch your business beyond boundaries that you could have ever imagined, if that's what you want to do. If you don't have a business, it's got nothing to do with this. We've got teachers who are doing this. We've got solicitors who are doing this. We've got people of the clergy who are doing this. I've had 2 detectives in my time, so I've been well checked out, I'm sure. But you're all working collaboratively. And if you just want to do this on your own with me, then that's fine too. That's okay, because as long as you're studying every day, I'm happy. It's all very, very custom made. So look, guys, I will, our 12-month membership, if you want to write this down, our 12-month membership then is where we're doing the Thinking into Results program and another one called Lead the Field. So Bob's program is Thinking into Results, and that's the one that I keep going back to. But when Bob changed his life, he studied a program by Earl Nightingale called Lead the Field. He's taken the program, he's made it his own, just in the way I'm helping to make Bob's TIR program like my own, because I'm putting my twist on it based on all of the people that I've helped over the years. I know what works for somebody. I skip them from 3 to 9 sometimes, and I bring them back to 2. You know, I know how to make this work. Well, Bob makes Lead the Field work like nobody else. So he's taken the program and adapted it. And there's about 30 of us studying that together at the moment now, and it's really powerful. So I want you to get ready for Lead the Field over the first 6 months of your time with us. So you're going to do 6 months of Thinking into Results in the Academy, and then you're going to have a couple of weeks of a break. I'm going to get you to do some reading or some other stuff, and then move you into Lead the Field. Now, I recommend that you sign up for a full year, and that works out at €12,900 for the full year. Talk to you. We're going to put a link in the chat that you can click on in a while. Stay with me for a while. You can click and read through everything in your own time after the call tonight, after my call, after Doug's call. That's the one I recommend, that you commit for a year, and that's 12 months. But I'm also adding on another 3 months. So it's going to be a year and 3 months that you're with us, a one-off payment, and you're done. And there is a payment plan available, which you can read for yourself. Now, the most popular one is the one that everyone really goes for. It's the 6-month plan, and that's $6,900. We have a payment plan available for that as well. So talk to your success advisor about how you can make that work. What a lot of people do is, it's like, look, I'm in, I need to do the payment plan. I'm going to figure it out. Once I get my first payment in, I'll figure out the rest. Some people prefer to pay upfront and in full, and that's okay too. This offer is open till 12 o'clock on Tuesday, because most people, they need to change, they need to pass some money around from place to place, like I did when I signed up. So you've Friday to do that and Monday to do that. But the offer goes back to our regular fees and our regular timelines on Tuesday at 12 p.m. And it's important that you enroll by then, because you're going to start pretty quickly. And 10 days from then, we're going to be really looking at you finishing lesson 1 and moving into the remainder of the course. So you're going to take the energy, you're going to take the focus, you're going to take the buzz that you have right now, and you're going to start your development from this day forth. I want to give you an example of the decision that woman made to ask her landlady if she could buy the house from under her. Is been, not from under her, but directly from her, has been incredible. It's going to end up saving them an awful lot of money. But she made the decision to enroll with us, and she made the decision to talk to me about it. And I've helped her to go past the terror barrier and go for it. If that man I spoke to yesterday in my one-to-one coaching, if he kept going the way he's going, he'll burn out. And that's not what life is about. He's got a personal life and a professional life, and he was prioritizing his personal life or his professional life, and his personal life is being put on hold, and he knows that. So that's what you need with a mentor, someone who will say, you need to do a little bit more work. You need to stop, and you need to let this work. It's very custom made, and I really get to know everybody quite personally. And Laura does everything she can to help me to have the balance right, so that I've got my own free time and I'm doing enough with each of you as well. So look, all I would say is read. 1 year and 3 months is superb, and it's worth that price. I know it's scary, but your life will never be the same. Look, don't take it from me. Take it from the comments. I would ask you to rewatch this and read over the comments. I'm so grateful to our clients for doing this. They don't get any commission for doing that. They're just speaking from the heart, and I think that's what you feel from our academy all the time. If you are feeling like you're in, just write it in. Someone said here, I said I'm in, but I had no money and I figured it out. Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit in a while with a wonderful gentleman called Doug. I'm going to bring Doug on. We're going to have a chat. And then when Doug leaves, I'm going to get us to quickly go over the worksheet, and we're going to go over a little bit more information about decision making. I've a few things I want you to take away tonight and think about. So this gentleman, I got on a phone with Doug shortly after I became a consultant with Bob, and he said something to me, and I'll never forget it. I was standing outside my granny's house, and there was moths flying off against the yard light. That it's the same yard light that I used to flash on and off to show my mom and dad that I had ran over and I was safe and no boogeyman had stolen me away. I used to stay with my granny from when I was 9 till I was about 14, you know, as her little chaperone. And I used to run over and flash the light on and off just to tell them that I'd arrived safely. I was pre-mobile phone, okay? So there I was standing outside, and I ring, and I was like, hello? And he's like, hey man, how you doing? And it's this wonderful, gorgeous Canadian voice that I've come to know and love and impersonate as well. And there I was listening to this guy, and he said, you know what, Declan, you're going to be very good at this. And for some reason, I just accepted the idea. And I made a decision that day that I was going to believe in his belief in me. And that's what Arash said to you guys on Monday. You've got to believe in Declan's belief in you at first, because you're not going to believe that you're able to achieve these goals. But absolute freedom is the name of today's lesson. And what starts the key to that freedom is the power of decision. So Doug is early. He's in the green room. I'm going to bring him in. We're going to have a wonderful chat. And then when we say goodbye to Doug, you're not going to want to listen to me again after listening to this man. I can tell you, he's an absolute leader of this information. Bob has entrusted the whole consulting division with this man. That's how much he regards him. I avoided Doug at times because my paradigm was scared, and it knew he was going to give me the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. And every time I ask this man for help and I do exactly what he tells me to do, everything changes for the better. So I'm really, really honored he's joined us tonight. So without further ado, let's welcome Doug on. And all the way from Canada, here he goes. The screen is just about to get like 100 times better looking as well, by the way. There you go.
Oh, you're funny. Good to see you.
You know I'm funny. Hey, Doug, how are you, man?
Good. How you doing?
How you doing, man? You're right. I do the MC for the awards night in Proctor Gallagher, and I have done a whole Doug Day impersonation, and I don't think he's ever gotten over it. Have you, sir?
It was just Declan did many impersonations of me, and he's just he's such a good man, and a very funny guy too when he puts on his entertainment hat. So yeah, I'll never forget it. So good to see you. It's good to see you.
I still have a job. That's the best thing about it. You know, if it was risky, if I didn't pull that one off, you know, we may not be here.
That's so good. How's your week going?
You know what, Doug? It's the best masterclass we've ever had. This group of people are incredible. We asked them to submit homework, and it's insane the amount of pictures that are coming in there. And yeah, I'm really touched by it, and so are the team. We know we're attracting these people, but the energy is so powerful, Doug. I think there's a real sense of there's a wonderful energy in Ireland this week as well, because we're talking about moving away a little bit from some restrictions as well. So I think people are on the ascendancy, and we just floated into their life at the right time as well. There's a lot of different factors at play, but the week is going fantastic. We've got such great stories already happening, to be honest.
Yeah, that's good. I watched some of the replays. It's really, really good. So good to see everybody. I can't see you, but I can see you. I'm looking at you through the camera. I'm glad to be here.
So Doug, I don't know why you always end up talking to me about decisions. I get a little bit stuck from time to time, and I call you up, and even in my voice recording today, I couldn't even hear myself. I was like, I don't know, I want to do this, but I don't want to do that. So Doug, why do we get stuck? Why does a person, like, we've talked about the investment and stuff, people are probably like, oh my God, I'd love to do it, I don't have the money. Like, I heard people say to me for 18 months, you don't need the money, you just need to make a decision. And it would frustrate me. Talk to us about the power of decision. You learned this the hard way. Bob stuck it to you one day about decision.
Yeah, it was hard. I won't tell the whole story, but suffice it, I went to see Bob in his office in Toronto. I'm about an hour from him, and I had typed up 15 questions, 3 pages of questions, and I got there and he ripped them up and he threw them in the garbage. He said, you know what your problem is? And I'm looking, I go, what? He goes, you can't make a friggin' decision. He said friggin'. He goes, you can't make a friggin', he leans right in. You can't make a friggin' decision. He said, if I answer these 15 questions, you're going to come back with another 15 questions. He said, now, if you're prepared to listen to me and do exactly what I tell you to do, everything's going to change for you. I said, okay. And so I'm hoping today that you'll do exactly what I tell you to do, because, man, it was a turning point for me. I mean, I had no idea 7 years ago. It was 7 years ago in April 2014 I was sitting there. I had no idea I'd be sitting here doing what I'm doing now with you, Declan, and with you that's watching Declan's class here, and working with Bob and being friends with, like, all the things that happened. It was all. So the first decision I made was I decided to listen to Bob. That was the first decision I made. So if I were you, if anything this week has resonated with you and what you've heard, I'd make a decision to listen to Declan. So the first step is you got to make a decision that you're going to start making decisions. That's a decision in itself. I've met a lot of people. I've had a lot of clients myself that didn't have any money at all. And they did whatever they could do to get the money, because I think at least what happened was through whether it was, something I said or whatever, or part of our conversation, or maybe watching something I shared with them, where they felt this pull inside them. There was enough. They got, okay, I'm going to bet on myself. They were still scared, but they did bet on themselves. And a lot of the other people that didn't, they're still in the same place from when I met them 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, etc. And so here's basically the way it works. And this is not my opinion. It's not my information. It's not even Bob's information.
Yeah.
It's just Bob's done a great job of organizing it and explaining it. But there's fundamental laws of nature. Like if I drop this, it falls down, not up. There's basic rules that you have to follow. And your mind that Declan's trying to, teach you how it works. It's an absolute science. You've got this machine. It works a certain way. And one of the elements is decision.
Yeah.
And so it's basically like when Declan said, hey, I really want to do this, and we say, well, you don't really need the money. What he's saying is you think of what you want to do. So just think of what you've been thinking about this week. And you want to do something, or you want to improve something in your life. And you've been trained, like I was trained, to think about it. Let me think about it. Well, what I discovered was in studying Bob, and originally was with Bob Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
The very last chapter of Think and Grow Rich is called How to Outwit the Ghosts of Fear. So some of you are afraid. You want to do something, but you're afraid. He said, he explained the cause of fear.
Yeah.
The cause of fear is indecision. Everybody else has got it backwards. We think that the indecision is caused by the fear. No, the fear is created by the indecision. So indecision basically happens because you put something on because you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have the confidence you can do it. But the truth is, you can do pretty much anything that you want within your physical limitations. And if you procrastinate, so something in your heart says, I want to do this. I want to be this, I want to have this. The desire comes up, and then you procrastinate. You go, okay, I don't know how to do it. I'm not confident I can do it. I don't really believe in myself. And we'll talk about that in a minute, because that's a bunch of junk that you believe. And then you go, let me think about it. And what he said was indecision crystallizes into doubt. And the indecision and the doubt blend together to become fear. The blending process is often slow and it goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you want to do this, whatever this is, if you want to quit your job and start your life, multiply your, whatever you want to do, you don't have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
Because you haven't decided to do it. But it's like God and the universe they're just sitting back going, and it happened with Declan, and I was sitting back just waiting for Declan to make a friggin' decision. And I knew when he made a decision, then I'd help him.
Yeah.
And it's like God, the universe, are going, all right, well, Declan, listen, do what you want. You've got free will. Live as miserably as you want, and there's no judgment. Like, live any way you want, do whatever you want. But we know what you want to do. And when you're ready, you let us know, and we'll know because you'll make a decision.
Yeah.
Then we'll tell you what to do. And only then. And that's the way the machine that's how the mind works. And everybody's got it backwards. I had it backwards for so many years. Now I learned to procrastinate and second guess myself because I grew up in a terrible situation. I had no confidence in me in virtually any area of my life.
Yeah.
So I was, and that's it. It's just, you got it backwards. If you're afraid, you created your own fear, and you got to take responsibility. If you're afraid, you created your own fear because you've been putting off something you want to do.
Yeah.
And you're not going to know how to do it. You're not going to get the way to do it. You're not going to get the plan to do it. You're not going to get the money. Nothing's going to show up for you until you decide to do it. And then it shows up. The other thing I just real quick, Declan, one thing I learned, it just hit me last week. I was talking with somebody and like, I'm so sick of people doing all this shelf help.
Yeah.
I said, why the hell are you doing all this personal development if you don't plan on following through? Like, why don't you just stop doing the personal development? Because you're not going to go after something. Why prepare your mind for something you're not going to do?
Yeah.
And so we got to get this straight.
Yeah, a lot of people love the book Think and Grow Rich, and that's the way I used to describe it. I was a client, Doug, of one of our colleagues, and I used to just say to people when they were asking me, like, you're posting these quotes and what's it about? And I'm like, look, I used to read books as well, but I did nothing about it. But this program, it takes Think and Grow Rich, and you can actually use it every day. Like I would describe to the clients, it's like, you got these organizers in the boot, as we call it in Ireland, the trunk, you call it in North America, Doug, over in Canada. And these compartments there for, you put all the little bits in the trunk. It's like our mind has got this, okay, I'm faced with a problem. This is a decision-making problem. I'm faced with a problem. You know what? I need to take personal responsibility here. Mm-hmm. This is a problem. You know what? This is actually just a reflection of my present self-image. I think I need to go and work and improve my self-image. Mm-hmm. I got a problem here. Well, all I got to do is change my attitude to this problem and it's going to change. Mm-hmm. It's incredible because life's problems are never going to go away. But what I learned as a client and then as a consultant was, and the more and more I've helped people, the more greater my own awareness and understanding has improved, is that we don't make anything good or bad. I heard Bob say that a lot, and eventually the truth sets you free. Eventually it sticks because nothing is good or bad. We make it so. And I sat there thinking, easy for you to say, Bob, but I don't see anything as bad. Doug, we had some very difficult moments this summer in my own family, and I looked at every single outcome happening, and I was like, it's happening. It's happening. I can do what I can do my own life at the same time. It's not great. It's bad, but I'm not going to, just be destroyed by this. Mm-hmm. You've helped me for years. You saw me build my business. You saw me go into a partnership, and things kind of stagnate a little bit. And you saw me personally suffer through that. And then I made a freaking decision that I was going to go right back to the top with you guys again. And thank God it's where we are. So, Doug, you mentioned there, you didn't have a silver spoon in your mouth for sure. You've seen people from all walks of life transform with what Bob has shown us to do. Can you give me an example of like one of your, like I think one of your best testimonials, Martha, but give us an example of of a client that you'll forever think about. It just blew your mind.
Well, there's a couple that come to mind. A young guy. When I met him, he was like 19 or 20 years old, and another lady. And I, early on, when I started talking publicly about my own story, I started to attract people that came from a similar background. I came from a very, very violent, abusive childhood, and I transformed out of that. People go, "How the hell did you do that?" Because they saw me doing what I was doing, and everybody goes, how'd you do it? I go, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how I did it. So I set about trying to figure out how to do it. And so I did. And then I started teaching this stuff. And so, this young guy, he came to me, and he came for a pretty bad story. And he remember one night I was running seminars, and he came to the seminar, and he had 12 little square pieces of paper stapled together. He goes, "This is my book." I go, "What do you mean?" And he had a couple of color sketches. You couldn't even make out what the sketch was. And he had a couple of words. He wanted to write a children's book about the information he was learning. And so he wrote a book. I think he's written 3 of them now. And then another lady, very similar story. We were sitting talking one day, and she said, "I want to I'm thinking about writing a book." She goes, I'm a hairdresser. And man, oh man, could I ever tell you some stories that I hear from my chair? I go, "That's a great idea." She goes, "No, it's not." And she had such a poor self-image. She minimized the very idea she had. She goes, "It's a lousy idea." I go, "It's a great idea. Hang on." I phoned up, some of you might know Peggy McCall. She's called the bestseller maker. And she helped a lot of people, all kinds of famous people write best-selling books. So I phoned her. I said, "Hey, Peggy, I'm sitting with this lady, and she's got a book idea. What do you think?" And Peggy was just getting off the plane from Bob's birthday in Vegas. She goes, "That's an amazing idea." I hung up the phone. I go, "I told you so." Anyway, she wrote a book, and I think she had it written, published, and bestseller in like 50 days, I think.
Wow.
And she was making about 10 grand a year cutting hair from her house. And I think she's making about $1 million a year now. And it was all she just had this terrible concept of herself, so much so, and same with the young guy, so much so that they were writing off the very thing they wanted to do.
Hmm.
And so I just got them to see what I could see, because somebody saw in me what I didn't see in me.
Yeah.
And enough so that I go, and they said a couple things that it felt like it was true, but it was uncomfortable.
Yes.
And they said, "All right, if it feels like it's true, it must be. And if it feels uncomfortable, it's just because you believe some stuff that's not true."
Yeah.
And I go, "Huh, I like that." And so I just started sharing that with people. And I go, "I believe in you. I mean, you and I believe in you.
Yeah.
I saw something, and you felt it too." So yeah, I've met people from all over the world, working with Bob at PGI, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories. I just got off the call with somebody before I hopped on this call. Just another remarkable story. It's
Remarkable.
just endless.
Arash said something the other night. No more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand an abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty. A great poet has correctly stated this universal truth through these lines. I'm going to read that poem after we say goodbye to you today, Doug. It goes on about, "I bargained with life for a penny," as you know, probably inside out, that book now. But that's something that I really that I had forgotten about. One of our lovely clients, a guy called Pa, he's actually part of our team now as well. Pa said something on a call one evening. One of my other guys interviewed him, and he said, "That really resonated with me. That I'm doing tomorrow anyway. Like I'm doing next week anyway. I might as well do it doing what I love." And one of our colleagues came on and joined me in a previous masterclass, Karen Mullins. And Karen was faced with the opportunity these guys are faced with tonight to look once and for all, say, "Look, I want to learn how to change my life through law of attraction, law of vibration, have a proper coach and mentor." And she was in the seminar room and she was like, "I can do this, or I cannot." And she kind of thought, going back to what I'm familiar to is more scary than doing this. And I thought that was a good one. Doug, I'd like you to talk about, I really see you as an expert when it comes to making decisions, because you've always allowed me to make my own decision. You've asked really good questions that the answer is always in there, but the paradigm is messing me up with the fear and the worry and the silly questions.
Mm-hmm.
I know the answer, and you always ask a good question back to me to get the answer out of me. So that's why I'm encouraging the guys, talk with their success advisors. They'll help them with good questions to get the answers they need, not the answers their paradigm is giving them at the moment. Right. That's one thing aside, Doug. The other thing I see you as being really like a real expert in is the self-image. You're a very good student of the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Now, we opened, see, he just always has one right there. So we opened up the week talking about the self-image, and Arash came on to have a conversation with everybody, and it really made an impact on some people. I'd like you to explain a lot, because I used to say to you, I have a bad self-image, and you always corrected me on that one. Explain a little bit about the power of the self-image. Explain why we really should not continue on without learning how to improve that always, and always improving the self-image.
Yeah, I used to. Well, I remember one Sunday, I was doing my study, and I was working on my self-image, and I texted Bob and said, "Hey, Bob, I'm working on my self-image. The fact that I'm working on that doesn't mean that I have a problem with it." And next thing you know, the phone rings, and the phone rings, and right away, "Hi, Doug. Hi, Bob. Doug, I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am." And he pauses. I go, "Huh? Doug, I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am." So basically, the problem is we think we judge. We're so judged that we judge ourselves against some bar that was created for us when we were little. My bar was a mess, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't have a self-image problem.
Yeah.
But I believed some things about myself that weren't true, and that was a problem. But it didn't mean there was anything wrong with me. What was wrong was what I believed to be true.
Mm.
Now, I sat with Declan one night in Ireland over dinner. I could meet any one of you right now within 2 or 3 minutes, ask a couple questions. I know all about you. I know exactly what your problem is. And the problem is what you believe about yourself that just isn't true. But you're locked into it. Like you're so locked into it, you'll defend it. You'll make up excuses and alibis to justify it. Like you got a really good story because you've been telling the story for so long. So the fundamental bottom line is this book. It's like this is the owner's manual on self-image in your mind. And he says you've got a machine. It's automatic. It's goal-seeking.
Yeah.
It's creative. It can solve any problem, overcome any obstacle, and it can automatically get you to the goal that you provide.
Yeah.
So, number one, very few people have a goal. Like they just get up in the morning and they just wander around through their day. But if you give it a target, it will figure out how to get to the target. Now, the regulator or the mental program, it's like he said, your mind's a cybernetic machine, like a thermostat.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thermostat, like I've got a thermostat in my house here. I got up this morning. It was cool last night. I had it set at 72. It was a bit warm. So I went and I changed the thermostat to 70 to regulate my environment. Right.
Yeah.
And so the self-image is the program inside the cybernetic mechanism, the goal-seeking mechanism. So if you've got a distorted concept of yourself because of your story, your experiences, your mistakes, your failures, the people that cut you down and criticize you, whatever got you to believe crap about yourself that just ain't true, that's running the mechanism. And it's like a GPS.
Yeah.
And it just you're jamming it up with this distorted view about yourself. And all you got to do is you just stop for a second. You think, what would I like to do? You get really quiet and you really just get rid of all the junk for a second. Just go, what would I like to do? I was getting a massage on Tuesday, Declan. Lady said, what do? I said, well, you know how people have their own businesses and they're just not earning enough. They're not doing well enough. They got no free time. Because that's me. And I said, I know. I said, well, I show people a system that unlocks the crap inside that's getting you away from doing what you want to do. I said, what do you want to do? If you could do whatever you want to do, you had the money, you had the time, don't care what anybody thinks, blah, blah, blah. What would you do? She goes, I've always wanted to be a midwife. I said, why do you do that? Well, I got 4 young kids, and then all the excuses and alibis came up.
Yeah.
I said, well, listen, I said, I can show you how you can turn that around lightning fast.
Yeah.
And it's really, really simple. You just have to make a few adjustments with some direction and instruction. And if you do, your whole life will change, like very, very fast.
Yeah.
If not, a year from now, 5 years from now, I'll be on this table again. You'll be rubbing my back and you'll be in the exact same friggin' position. And that's the way the machine works. The machine, you give it a target and you clear out this concept of yourself, it takes you there. And so all I've done with Declan, and all Declan does with his clients, he just clears out the mechanism. Do you ever see that movie with Kevin Costner, For the Love of the Game? It's a baseball movie.
Oh yeah.
I won't get into it, but anyway, he was a pitcher, and he said, clear the mechanism, and the crowd would go silent. All he could see was the pitcher, the catcher, and the plate. And so you got to clear out this self-image that you've got, that you inherited and adopted, and you just go, what do I want to do? So she wants to become a midwife. Okay, well, how would I have to see myself to be that midwife? And if you start making these adjustments, you become that person. It's that simple. Now, it's simple, but you're going to need some instruction, direction. Like, you can read this book. I've read this book dozens of times, and I still wasn't getting it. And then when Bob said that was the game changer. I thought, there's nothing wrong with me. Yeah, I just got to make some adjustments, and we show you how to make the adjustment. That's what's driving everything. Everything. That's the primary thing. It drives self-image, drives the mechanism. The mechanism drives the body. The body takes the action and gets the results. So if you want better results, you got to change what's going on inside. And if you do, it's so friggin' fast, it shocks you.
Yeah, it is true. And I see a lot of comments coming through from our clients who are they're watching along with the masterclass. The masterclass is kind of for the general public a little bit, and they always join in. They love the energy. And what they're saying now, they were kind of frighteningly reading the comments themselves, a few months ago. And now it's just very empowering for me to see that, because, the truth does set you free. That's what they say. And they finally have found out who they are, because the very first module we do is goal setting. And I'm very hands-on, Doug, as you know, with clients. And I really want to get into your goal, and I'll challenge you on your goal, because if you don't want it, you won't change your paradigm. You won't change your self-image. You'll find all the excuses. We had our straight talking friend Dave Conway here the other night. He was like, says, if you're dealing with excuses, you're a loser, or something along those lines. But you're not really a loser, but you're losing out on opportunities. If you have your excuses, you can't have the results. And I don't think anyone is going to put up with excuses when they have a passion and a desire to really make that change happen in their life. And that's something, it's not just the self-image and the paradigm, it's getting clear on what you want. You can tell that lady didn't really, she said intellectually she wanted to be a midwife, but how much did she really put her passion into what it would mean to be a midwife and why she wants it? She puts that in, the rest is going to fall into place.
Absolutely.
Well, Mr. Dane, I think we can bring our meeting in for a bit of a landing here. I want to say thank you so much for coming along. If you could go back to your 21st birthday and you could do it all over again, based on what you've learned from all of personal development, from everything, from all the mentors you've met and worked with, and Bob, of course, you're working so closely with him. What's the one thing that you would say to 21-year-old Doug, from a personal development point of view? What would you say to him to do?
Well, I'm gonna say it's 23, because at 23 I got Think and Grow Rich, and I was gonna make $1 million by the time I was 25, because there was a secret in the book. It's mentioned no less than 100 times. If you figure out the secret, you'll be swept onto wealth and success. So I wrote on a goal card, I was going to make $1 million by the time I was 25. And guess what? I was bankrupt. I was bankrupt in every way: emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, the whole shebang. And a guy came into our office. He was selling tickets to a seminar. It was called You Were Born Rich by some guy named Bob Proctor, 1989. And I borrowed the money for the ticket to get to the seminar. And by that time, I had racked up another $40,000 in debt. I made $17,000 in income that year. And I went to the seminar, and I found out why I couldn't earn money and why I didn't make the $1 million. And it was because I grew up in a very poor family. I got teased by rich kids. I went to my school. My house was in the school, the rich kids district. All my buddies went to the poor school. I went to the rich kids school, and they teased the hell out of me. And I didn't like it. I didn't like them, but I wanted what they had. And I realized, I believe some things about money and people with money, and that's why I can't earn it.
Wow.
And so I left that seminar and I made a decision, and I said, I'm going to be Diamond Doug. And so there was an award in my company. If you were the top guy in the country, you got a diamond pin, you got dinner with the chairman of the company, and you got a vacation to the Bahamas. And I went home. I told all my buddies at work, I'm going to be Diamond Doug. They all laughed at me. And that next year, I was the top guy in the country, and I multiplied my income 15 times.
My goodness.
And I learned how to make money. But then I still struggled because I had a bunch of other stuff that I believed that I wasn't true about myself. And so I guess my advice to that young guy would be two things. Number one, Doug, you were wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. And number two, stop making excuses and alibis to cover up your own failure and get out there and do something about it.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. And you've never stopped.
No, and I won't. And I won't stop trying to wake friggin' people up to know what I now know that I didn't know back then.
I know. I get to watch you do that firsthand, and it's I've learned a lot from you as well, because the most important person is you. A lot of the time, you really need to work on yourself, and then you take care of everybody around you. That old adage of, if the airplane's going down, you got to put on your own mask first. And you know my story. I was busting my ass trying to do it for June and the kids, and it was a fool's game. I had to do what you did and let the past go, and decide to say, there's a beautiful man in here that wants a bit of airtime. Let him out. And I'm very blessed to have learned from someone like you on how to help people week on week, month on month. And we're behind in our work in a certain extent when we see these amazing stories just keep happening. It makes me very hungry for helping my team to help more people as well, because there's a lot of good work to be done. There's a lot of people who need our help out there. So Doug, thank you for everything you've done for me and my family and helping us along the way. And I can't wait to give you a big old Doug rhymes with hug. I can't wait to give you a big old Doug hug over in Canada as soon as possible. Ireland's all opening up now. We need Ontario to follow suit, and we'll be over shortly. And
we'll be there. We'll be there soon. Let me say one more thing. If you're watching Declan now, or you've been watching this week, you're either going to be at a better place like he is, or you're not. And if you're not, that's okay. If that's the way you want to live, there's no judgment. But if you feel a pull on you that you can do more, the worst thing you can do is ignore it, because what you do, if you ignore it, you're basically, then you feel like crap about yourself that you're ignoring it, and you're screwed. So if you feel a pull, talk to someone on Declan's team and just give yourself a chance. Just give yourself a chance.
Yeah, we've great a lovely couple, or not a couple, but two people joined us around this time last year, and they watched a good few masterclasses throughout the summer. And I did a gratitude challenge at the start of lockdown. They waited quite a while, and then it was when they started, it got going for them. So we'll meet you wherever you're at. You don't need to do it this time. You don't do it next time. But everyone who does, it just starts. So I love your words, Doug, and my team will meet them and help them wherever they're at. So, and I will too. Doug Dane, thanks a million. Everybody stay on. We're going to do some work in a moment. But Doug, thank you so much, and I will chat to you soon, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Declan. Take care.
All righty.
All right, see you.
Thank you. Take care, my man. Let's see, how do I exit full screen? And I will, okay, Doug went by himself. All right, everybody, let's get our workbooks out. Let me know how you enjoyed it. Thank you, Doug. Powerful words. Thank you. Amazing. Thanks, Doug and Declan. I can feel empathy. Doug, Ireland welcomes you. He loves Ireland. We had one of those nights where I blamed him and he blamed me, and we both had a lot of coffee the next day. Let's just put it that way. He loves Ireland, and he's a real deal. I don't know if you noticed, but he got a little bit emotional there at the end of his. This is very important to him, and he knows there's a lot of people stuck. And I've never seen anyone tip like this man. Oh my good God, he tips like crazy. He tips the bill. He'll take you out for dinner. Could be €300 bill, and he'll tip €300. No word of a lie. He's an unbelievable guy, and his story would shock you. It would shock you. Nobody should ever go through what he went through. Incredible man. Right, let's get absolute freedom into your lives. Let's start with one quote at the beginning. Letter R stands for responsibility. Okay, write it down. Responsibility. I've missed a lot of comments. I wanted to give Doug my full attention. So if you've asked questions there, I apologize. I'll look back at them afterwards. Responsibility. I'm responsible for my life. Write this down. I'm responsible for my life, for my feelings, for my personal growth, and for every result that I get. I'm responsible for my life, for my feelings, for my personal growth, and for every result that I get. You may not be responsible for the position you're in right now, but you're the only one that's responsible for getting yourself out of it from Monday onwards, from last Monday onwards, and from today onwards. To succeed in life, I need to become a committed decision maker. That's a declaration to yourself. To succeed in life, I need to become a committed decision maker. You know, this sounds very mechanical, but decision making is a mindset. When I made that decision, the miracle stuff like this happens. You know, on the 12th of September, my wife gives me a birthday present, and the same day people were saying happy birthday, because I had put the wrong birthday on Facebook, and it was the day before I disqualified for this thing, and I thought James had, you know, talked to me, and it was just incredible, guys. It's just the stuff that happens, you know. So when you become a committed decision maker, and you won't really learn that on your own. That's what we teach you, how to become a confident, committed decision maker. Now, next thing, why? Why do we need to become a committed decision maker? Well, number one, indecision creates fear. And fear is the greatest weapon the paradigm uses against you. Some people are afraid of following their dreams. Some people are afraid of silly things. The paradigm keeps you safe. I wasn't safe when we had minus 35. I wasn't safe at all. Like, where was I going with that mindset that I was in harmony with lack? I was in harmony with debt. I was frustrated and angry and upset and flipping. There's a word like emaciated, but that's over the top. I was really thin though. Like I was like a couple of stone thinner, you know. That stress is not right, you know. So I was in a fear state. I was putting on a show, but I was in a fear state. Indecision invites fear. Number two, when you make decisions, you'll find the people, the resources, the ideas, and the money you need for whatever it is. But you've got to make a decision first. I'm doing this. I've missed, Yelena, Dusan, guys, tell me, I missed all the chat or people typing, I'm in, I'm doing this, can't wait. Is that happening? I missed it. If you make a decision, somebody said the first night they were on their masterclass, they made a decision, they typed in, I'm doing this. They didn't know how. When you make a decision, you find the resources, you find the ideas and the money you need. When I made the decision to go with that seminar, not cancel it, but to send people 2 free tickets, and all of their lives have changed. One guy started multiple sources of income, playing piano, making items out of stone. Another guy started a blog. It's got like thousands and thousands of followers. He's got his own coaching programs. The amount of things that happened from me doing that, it wasn't about me and my goals at all. It was the people that went to that seminar and became clients. Their lives changed. Okay, let's read this last part, and then we'll let you back to your Thursday night. Some key facts about decision makers. Number one, they're always clear about their purpose and goals. A decision maker is always clear about their purpose and goals. Number one. Number two, they grow week on week, month on month, year on year. A decision maker keeps growing because fear just is always trying to stop us, and a decision maker feels the fear and does it anyway. So number one, they're clear about their purpose and their goals. Number two, they grow. A decision maker always grows and improves and gets better all the time. You see that trajectory in someone. Once they start changing for the better, it just goes up and up and up and up, and the changes are permanent. Number three, they always close the gap between what they know they can do and what they do. A lot of you guys know you can do something different than you're doing, but you don't close that gap. A decision maker closes the gap. They close it, and then they find out what they need after they've closed it. But a decision closes the knowing and doing gap. Number four, they live life on their terms. A decision maker says no to things, and a decision maker says yes to things that are in line with their purpose and their goals. A decision maker lives life on their terms. I live life on my terms. Everyone that works with me is living life on their terms. We have a wonderful lady. She's part of a dynamic duo there, Elaine and Huey. Elaine was living life on her terms to a certain extent. She wanted to breathe life into her own business, but she was giving an awful lot of her time every week to a job. She didn't have to leave. She decided to leave. And the more she's given to that, she hit her goal. I think she was a couple of euros off. She said, I'm going to get a goal in August. She told the whole academy, and it happened. And she had to give a couple of quid to Etsy or one of these companies, Sum Up or something. They took a few quid off her, but she hit her goal. Okay, number 5. Decision makers avoid losses and gain profits. They avoid losses and gain profits because when you deliberate for ages, you're probably going to be someone who loses out on profits. Like if a plane leaves Farnborough Airport or Dublin Airport and it flies to England and it's not full of people, they'll never get that money back. The seats that are empty is lost revenue. People who take time to make decisions, like if I take time to do something and then it's 2 weeks to go, there's 2 or 3 weeks of marketing time. So right now we know everything that's happening in October, November, December. We know all our holidays, we know all our courses or classes, we know everything that's happening. So that if I get a new idea and I want to put it in place, we'll decide if we're doing it or not based on the timeline and the running, because we could have started this masterclass with a small group or a large group, so decision makers always gain more profits and they always avoid losses. Last of all, number 6, I could give you 50 things about decision makers. Number 6, decision makers fail forward. This is a phrase you probably heard recently. Failing forward is been made famous by Denzel Washington, and I think also Will Smith used it one time in one of his videos as well. So I failed a lot of, I learned. I don't ever feel it like it was a failure, but I've tried things and they haven't worked. But all you need is 10% of what you're trying to work. If all of my goals were earning, this and that and that and the other, and I came up with loads of ideas, and 1 or 2 of them worked, and I earned that amount, then I'm very successful. Success is the progressive realization of your goal. It's not having the shiny trophy. It's the people and the person you become on the way. So you don't have to be great to get started, but you've got to get started to be great. Did you hear that this week? You did. Arash said it. You don't have to be great to get started, but you've got to get started to be great. So day 4 homework for you, and tonight's prize is, let's see if I have it here. I do bigar, as they say up in where my uncles live up in Tipperary. I do bigar. Watch this. All the Tipperary people are laughing. They go, we do say that. Share my screen. Look at this for a prize. Look at that. You are going to be heading off. This is day 4 competition. You got to share our masterclass, invite people to our masterclass. You got to share the link that you find. So the guys will post the link in the chat now. You click on the link and you generate your own competition link and share it. And we'll keep an eye on who does that. And you get like 100 points. And then you also have to do your homework and send in a selfie. And you've been doing that so well. And well done to Avril and Roisin and to Claudia, isn't it? My helicopter buddy. Tonight, you get a chance to live in a bubble. Allow yourself to be immersed in the beauty of nature and tranquility and sleep under the stars. You're going to receive a €200 gift voucher towards the Bubble Dome, which is a luxurious night away in Finlock Forest Hideaway. It's so cool, and I'm grateful for I think it was Ernestine came up with this. What an experience. What an amazing experience. And that's what we're all about, helping people to have beautiful experiences in life, okay? So share that link, do your homework, take that selfie and show us, and tomorrow night I'll announce the winner. Tomorrow night we're going to talk about a new you, a fearless you, a person who's changing their life and not letting fear hold them back. How many of you have felt the fear tonight? How many of you have been a bit like, a bit stuck tonight? I feel the fear. We're going to talk to you about what that is and where it goes. Now, what is the homework? Is that bubble dome suitable for 7-foot people? I thought you said, yeah, absolutely, of course. You can't win it though, Dusan. You can't win it. You're part of the team. You can't win it. You're a big millionaire. You just go buy your own bubble, dude. Buy a 9-foot bubble. Okay. The homework. When I am indecisive, write down how you feel when you're indecisive. Write down a list of all the way you feel when you're indecisive. When I am a committed decision maker. So one is positive. One is negative. One is positive. One is negative. Negative is indecisive. When you're indecisive, write down the negative character traits. And when you're a committed decision maker, write it down. And then tomorrow is a new you, and I cannot wait for it. Sinead, I'm feeling the fear. Sinead, do that. It ain't got nothing on you, lady. You just don't know how powerful you are. And let it be. Paul McCartney, when I find myself in times of trouble, just laugh. Put on some comedy tonight. Forget the fear. Don't let it bother you. We're going to explain all about that tomorrow. What I'd like for you to do is feel the fear and do it anyway. And write down, let's say if the fear is I want to join the academy, I want to work with Declan firsthand and learn from him and all that, write that down. I am so happy and grateful it's Tuesday afternoon and I'm a member of the academy. Write it down. And then harmonize with that and see the fear go away. The fear might go, but how are you going to do it? I'm not outside your door going, hey, you got to do this. It's just a mindset. Fear is you remember Matthew McConaughey in that movie Wolf of Wall Street? He goes, it's a fugazi, it's a fugazi. He's talking about the Wall Street, the stock exchange. That's what fear is. There's an Irish word for fear, agla. There's a French word, peur. There's a German word, angst. Fear is just a word we've used to talk about a vibration that we feel in our body, which is saying, I don't know how to do this next part of my life. That's all it is. And when you learn how to feel the fear and do it anyway, you're just going to be skipping into a new world. It's just gorgeous. Just remember, you've all been assigned success advisors, and your success advisor is there to help you. Every one of them were like me. What are you talking about? I can't do this. And they did it. And now they're like, oh my God, I'd love to work with you, Declan. And away we are. We're working together now. Talk to them. They'll listen to you. There's no gimmicks. There's no tricks. Just get it off your chest and say, look, text them tonight. Look, I think I want to do the 12 month. I think I want to do the 6 month. I'm scared as flip. Talk to them. Don't be on your own dealing with fear. It's a silly billy thing to do. Patricia, feel the fear and do it anyway. Vicky said something gorgeous here, which I'm not surprised. We're all mad about Vicky. She just flew into the academy recently, and I keep hearing about Vicky. Hey, I'm Vicky. I've joined the academy 6 weeks ago. Hands down, one of the best decisions I've ever made for myself in a long time. It's very refreshing to know I have a choice to follow my dreams. My paradigm had me believe, take what I was given. I feel like a new woman. It's only 6 weeks in. Declan and his team are amazing. I can't thank them enough. I'm looking at my life now with enthusiasm. Vicky, I said it from the start, and I'm always right, except when it comes to June, my wife. Then she's always right. Right, fellas? Smart fella. I just knew it, Vicky. The way you talked, it wasn't BS. It was, you're going to do it. And then we had Paul and Sarah, who were on our last masterclass, and they went ahead and joined the academy. Paul and Sarah came off a call one night. You were in a breakout room together, and they were like, I talked to this woman, incredible. She's going to get her goals. You see, words are like rusty, words are like rusty wheelbarrows sometimes. It's the energy behind them. It's like rockets. When someone is going to do it, and I know you're going to do it. Sinead, you just got to go away, fear, skedoodle. Declan Donahue, looking forward to tomorrow's evening session and learning more. Awesome. Good. Let's do it. I manifested joining the academy on the 4th of May, and I joined on the 4th of July. There you go. The 4th of July. What is that again? Isn't that our Liberation Day in the United States? The 4th of July. What's it called? Independence Day. Independent from your old paradigm. Feeling the fear, but I'm going to do it. I'm feeling the fear, but I'm going to do it. Universe, I give this to you. Yeah, that's a lovely way to do it. Hand it over. That's Tracy. That's a beautiful saying, Tracy. Yeah. Hand it over. You'll figure it out. Actually, you don't even need to. You just need to tell it what you want and go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow and have fun. Write out what you want underneath your pillow. Write it out, put it underneath your pillow and sleep on it. Don't ask anybody else what they think, because they don't think. Ask your success advisor how to think about it, manifest it, attract it. Yes, I'm feeling the fear. It's financial fear. Well, Claire, we've been there before, my dear friend. As usual, nothing changes if nothing changes. Fear, false evidence appearing real. That's okay. It's okay. It's a tricky one and a sticky one, and you never asked for it. You never wrote away for it. It's there, and look, it's there in a lot of people, and that's okay, Claire. It's a normal thing, and fair play to you. The best thing you can do is be honest about it, because you're in control now. It's not in control of you anymore. All right, let's do it. You've got your homework to do. You've got your photographs to do. Tomorrow's another day. For those of you who are already after telling the success advisors, I see some WhatsApp saying this person is in and that person is in. So welcome aboard. Whether you're joining us for 12 months, which is really 15 months, or for 6 months, which is really 9 months, I cannot wait to get to know you better. Congratulations on your decision. And then tomorrow we're back again. Make sure you're there at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. I'm going to do a great session on fear and getting rid of it and learning what it is, so you can move past it once and for all, because it doesn't just hold you back on this level. It holds you back in lots of other places, and I know you know that. And when that's done, then we're going to have questions. Megan or Yelena or Dusan or someone's going to come on, and they have a bank of all your questions you've been asking all week. And then we're going to say goodbye, farewell, Alvitas, and good night. And then tomorrow, and then we get back to work, and we hope a big bunch of you are with us when we get back to work on Monday. All right, everybody. Thanks for your amazing session. I look forward to chatting to all the people who will change their lives over the next few months. Thank you for that live. Sweet. Thank you too for your kind words. Katazierna, I love that name actually. I helped an artist called Katazierna to find a lovely retreat here one time. I hope I'm saying your name right. Anna Marie Fitzgerald, Ihava, Mila Bukas, August Tufain, Mila Mahagoth. Thanks, Declan. Fabulous as always. I really enjoyed this one. I have lots of notes. Thanks, Amanda. Did you watch this in your new top that you got from Patricia? Isn't that lovely that Amanda didn't know Patricia? They both came to the academy and she's modeling her t-shirt on Facebook today, which is really cool. V, hey V, you got a great energy. I saw your picture earlier on with the worksheet. You got a big aura of energy. You're going to help a lot of people, I believe. And I'm not a kind of a crystal ball person, but I saw your picture. I was like, that girl's got good energy. So that's good. I think you're a very good person. I'd say that's what your friends would say about you. Claire Negrona, good to see you. Deirdre Reardon, thanks, Deirdre. Love Deirdre's messages. Dervla Walsh. Dervla is our first client from the masterclass. Dervla just went ahead and started on Monday. She's like, right, let's do it. Off she goes. Sarah Doyle, how are you? Good to see you then. Oh yeah, great question. Claire Gaynor, when does it start? We're going to be starting next. We're going to be starting Tuesday. So get your investment ready and get started. About 10 days on from that. It takes 7 days to do the first module, but we're going to have about 10 days because we need to really help you with your goals. So I'm going to help you. Your success advisor is going to help you. Our VPs are going to help you. The other clients are going to help you. And then after about 10 days, you've got your goal, and then you move into module 2. So it's starting on Tuesday, okay? But get here tomorrow night. We're not done yet. Don't leave me down. Be here tomorrow night. Cool. V says, deadly, thank you. Well, it's true. I call it as I see it. Hey, Mark, how's it going? You are amazing, Declan. Well, do you know what? It takes one to know one. Claudia, I didn't get you on tonight, but I will tomorrow. I want to let these people go. Audrey, you're such a great story, Audrey. I think Doug was talking about you earlier. He mentioned something and it made me think of you. I think it was about the self-image. I made you skip to that lesson because I knew your paradigm was, and your self-image was telling me silly billies when you first started. And I got you to go into lesson 6 and you did the work. And by God, it's doing great for you. And I'm very, very, very proud of you. And I can't wait to meet you. I need to get you away from that job and get you down to Kerry. Sarah Jane Doyle, my God, that lady sends me lovely messages and she's great. I'm just so happy. I think she did something with Dusan before and then popped into our academy. So Sharon Dolan's here. Hey, Sharon, great to see you all. Kathleen Kerrigan, great stuff. Okay, right, everybody, lots of love. I'll see you all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Don't be late. It's going to be great. And something 8. Okay, don't be great. What about my dancing mice? I don't know what that is. Dancing mice. I want to hear people. I want to see those videos of people dancing because you're going to be getting the Think and Grow Rich book signed and sent up to you wherever you are. So let's see the dancers. Don't forget to post your dancing on my dancing video earlier on. All right, guys. Anne Lenihan, thanks, Anne. Great to see you. And Breed O'Flaherty, very insightful. Thank you. All right, really good. Okay, talk to your success advisor. Get working with us, and I'll see you tomorrow evening. The poem will be tomorrow, Deirdre. Bye. Good night.